Good morning. How nice to have you begin the week with us here on 3+U. I told you on Friday how happy we were to see this day come, because after 2 years, we finally have our guests back in the studio. Things are getting a bit back to normal, and we could not be happier because we have good news to share with you as we kick off the show this morning. We're on the cusp of coming off of a rainy, dreary weekend. For a lot of you, it might felt a bit depressing and not very uplifting. For people who do struggle with depression and PTSD, anxiety, it can be a real struggle to find that light, if you will, at the end of the tunnel. So for the last several months to a year, Charles Miller has been paying us a visit. He is with Scenic City Neurotherapy. So this morning he's in here on the green sofa. Good to talk to you this morning.
Thank you so much for having me.
And you are happy because in a minute we're going to have a chance to meet one of your clients who has become a friend, who really has struggled with PTSD.
Yes, we have a soft spot in our hearts for our first responders, and Adam, he's one of our local first responders and has been for some time now, and it's his journey is unique to him, but at the same time we see a lot of people who struggle the way he does.
So we've got a pop of Adam. Before we talk to him though, let's talk for the folks who might not be familiar with what you're doing at Scenic City Neurotherapy about what it is that makes what you do so special and unique. You're using something called ketamine, which is a pediatric anesthetic essentially.
Yes.
But used in the way you do, it's helping to treat depression.
The unique stimulation from ketamine, it's a different sort of anesthetic. It's a non-sedating anesthetic, and it kind of stimulates the brain to wake up certain areas that weren't communicating well, and it helps address depression from a new direction. It allows people to access feelings and feel things, not feel better, but feel things in a better way.
So let's bring Adam in, because like so many people probably, it was not Adam who had the idea, right Adam? It was your wife. She happens to work in pediatric neurology, and she had heard about the benefits of ketamine.
Yes, that's correct. She's the one that brought it to my attention through periodicals, things that she was getting through the course of her job, and she brought it up to me.
So when you first went, you said that in the beginning you were going about twice a week to get these infusions. The results were not immediate, but after 2 weeks, which is not long, you were seeing some real improvements and changes in your life. What did you experience?
It's hard to describe what I experienced. The best way I know how to describe it is, things started to become more clear. Not just, things, currently, but things in the past, things I had struggled with in the past that led to my PTSD diagnosis. I was able to think back on some of those things and see them differently and begin to process them differently. And, the more I went, the more I saw Charles and his staff, the better I felt. I mean, to the extent that I just called him out of the blue one day and said, I knew that he was trying to get his message out there, and I called him and said, this is absolutely amazing for me, and people need to know about this, and I'll help in any way I can.
When you said that, I don't think you could hear it, but Charles chuckled a little bit.
Yeah.
That's what you wanted. That's music to your ears, because you and your wife and your whole team believe so much in what you do. And the first time I met you, you said that what you love most of all is to educate people on it.
It takes this whole process to another level. Patients being able to be their own advocates, patients being able to function in their day-to-day life better, to feel things in a better way. That's kind of something that we talk about a lot, is we're here to try and take care of this problem that we've all been trying to address for decades, but in a better way.
So talk about who's a beneficiary of this. Obviously Adam with his PTSD. I referenced anxiety and depression. What types of conditions can you help with?
Well, our primary focus with our mood disorders are depression, anxiety, PTSD, OCD, bipolar disorder 1 and 2. But we also do use this in many other ways. We treat certain types of neuropathic pain disorders, like complex regional pain syndrome, and we treat
fibromyalgia
as well. Yeah, we've treated some patients for stroke recovery because what this treatment does is it reawakens the way the brain communicates. And so anything that could benefit from what we call neuroregeneration is something that we can address. Even severe hyperinflammatory reactions after a COVID infection, what they call long COVID, responds very well to our process.
So Adam, let me ask you this. I'll kind of give you the final words here because it's the first chance we've had in all this time with Charles to really hear from one of his clients. You mentioned that in a couple of weeks you begin to see some difference. You've been going now for 7 months or so. Do you anticipate this is something that you'll use as kind of a tool as you need it for a while, or do you think the time will come where you'll just kind of work with your therapist and counselor and use this on a more a lesser basis?
At this point, I think this is something that I'm going to definitely continue with, and the ultimate goal is to reach a point in time where no, I don't need it anymore. But after talking to Charles and his staff, as much as I have over the past 7-8 months, when I say talk to them, when you come in to see Charles and his staff, it's a very welcoming environment. They will sit and talk to you, as long as you want, answer all your questions, make you feel very, comfortable, and that contribute. In my personal opinion, my personal experience, that helped contribute a lot to how well my treatment has gone. But to answer your question more specifically, yeah, right now, it's something I feel like I need to continue with in conjunction with, my therapist, and ultimately, yes, one day, may not need it anymore.
And that comment he made about working with a therapist, you definitely champion that. You do not pretend to take that role on.
It's this is an adjunct to help people get to the next step. It's a lot of patients out there feel like they've hit a ceiling. With doing everything they're supposed to do. This is one thing that kind of helps them get over that hump and keep making progress and keep growing. And Adam's a prime example of that. He's done very well.
Well, we are thrilled to salute you, Adam, and congratulations on your success. Thanks for coming today. And if you want to get in touch with Charles Miller and his staff at Scenic City Neurotherapy, they would be happy to help you and let you share your success stories as well. 228-0579 is their phone number. You can find them online at ScenicCityNeurotherapy.com. They're located on Shallowford Road. So again, for long COVID, fibromyalgia, PTSD, anxiety, depression, anything that you may feel is a hurdle for you, they'd love to see if they can help.
Absolutely.